501-584. If you're listening to us through DAB, let's hear from you. Our friends in Accra, good morning to you. I believe Accra is fine. Yes, if you're listening to us in Accra, let's know about it. Let's hear from you on 0548 501584. 0548 501584. That's how you get interactive with us. Do not forget to, of course, your voice notes are also welcome on that same number 0548 501584. As we speak, we're streaming live on YouTube, so go on YouTube. The YouTube page is Orange 107.9 FM. Orange 107.9 FM. That's the YouTube page. Go there and check us live and follow the conversation. Put your comments there, and of course we'll be reading all of them for you this morning in due time. So there are two issues that I'm not too sure we can deal with that for the meantime, because at 8 o'clock we'll be bringing to you community lens. But let me take the initial thoughts of my colleagues. I have Rahim with me, but just that Rahim on the airport, no. Someone sent me a message. You know what he said? He said that commend Nanado for completing the airport. He is not the one who started them. Good morning, Alpha.
You see our problem.
No, why? No.
What he wasn't the one who started it. He has completed it. He shouldn't be commended.
Oh no, relax. The man says, commend Nanado for, let me read it. Commend Nanado for completing the airport. He's not the one who started it. Who started them? Good morning. You see, the way he did the good morning, I'm sure he did. Good morning, Alpha.
Good morning, Alpha.
Good morning to you too. So please relax for the man. At least he has tried. Oh,
at least he has completed something. He has completed something. He's about completing something. We need to commend him.
Yeah, he has done well, because it's not easy there. And the person, I'm sure he will benefit.
Oh yes,
he likes traveling.
Oh yes, because the president has completed something in Ashanti region. At least we should
monumental.
We should praise him.
And he shouldn't be commended.
We should praise him for completing something. We are commending him. Why? We are commending him for at least completing something.
Great.
In Ashanti region.
So let's do that. Let's now talk about the thing that President Akufo-Addo said the last time. I'm looking for the story. Rahim, I don't know.
I have the story. I have your story.
Please send it to me. Let me read it for our listeners, and then we'll get into the conversation properly. Okay, because President Akufo-Addo is worried about the mindset of you Ghanaians. Immediately, someone gets into public service, you have this notion that he is there to steal. He's a thief. There to engage in all kinds of corrupt acts to make money. President Akufo-Addo is telling you something. Let me tell you what he's telling you. Now, the story is on my joint online. It says that not every leader is a thief. Pray for the nation. Akufo-Addo to Christian Council. See, the way they connected the two, maybe when I read it, I will understand. So, the story, let me share with you the details of the story. It says that President Akufo-Addo has called on the Christian Council and the religious community in the country to pray for the nation. The president also asked the council to pray for the understanding of the people, since not everybody elected as a leader is a thief. According to him, this prayer is necessary so that people with that understanding will have some hope in leaders. So it appears to President Akufo-Addo that people don't have hope because they think the leaders are there to steal. Now, the president made the call when the new chairman of the Christian Council, Right Reverend Dr. Hilad Della Dogbe, led a delegation to pay a courtesy call on him at the Jubilee House. He described the perception as unfortunate, stressing that some of them would have been better off in the private sector. Oh, okay. He described the perception as unfortunate, stressing that some of them would have been better off in the private sector, President Akufo-Addo said the people should also have the hope that there are anti-corruption institutions and agencies keeping the government in check. Right, Reverend Dogbe, on his part, pledged the readiness of the Christian community to pray for God's guidance and protection for the nation. That is what President Akufo-Addo had to say. He said that mindset is wrong, because some of them, they will be better off in private service than in public service, because they are just in there to serve. They are just in government to serve the people, to sacrifice their time, their energy, their knowledge to serve the people. But you have this mindset about them, and it's not helping them. It's making people hopeless in leadership. That immediately someone wants to get into public service, he's there to go and he's there to steal. Yeah, they are stealing our money. Someone was in there. Has anybody stolen your money? So according to President Akufo-Addo, that mindset is erroneous. Change it. Okay, change it. Some of them, if it is, if they are in public service to make money, they will have made a lot of money in private service. They were better off. It was better. They just came into politics to serve you. So don't have that mindset of them. It's terrible. Stop that thing. Do you hold that mindset? Stop. The fact that people go into public service with the mindset of stealing, so they are thieves. See, it's too harsh. According to President, that's not correct. Stop that.
One thing the president is forgetting is that at one, it becomes an incident, but when it continues, it builds a perception. As if we're at a point in time where Ghanaians have that perception about politicians, then don't tell us to change our mindset. Change your act, because it is some of the things you did in the past and you still do. That is what has ingrained that kind of mindset in us. I won't just get up. So I'm asking him, why are we not saying that doctors are thieves and we are pointing hands as politicians? He should answer the same. He should think about it. Why are we not saying that pilots are thieves and we are saying politicians? It as if we are saying politicians are thieves. Why are we not saying the market women are thieves and we are saying politicians are thieves? Because pilots and others have not conducted themselves in ways that will give us the chance to build that mindset about them. So if they want us to stop the way we think about them, charity begins at home. They should stop some of the things they do. Gradually change our mindset. We don't just sleep and wake up and change perceptions.
We'll come back and continue this conversation, because we'll have to bring to Ashanti in focus. But let me take the initial thought of, community lens. But let me take the initial thought of Abena. Abena, you've heard from our president. The president, isn't he justified in saying that there seemed to be a widespread mindset or perception held by the Ghanaian people that immediately someone gets into public service, they're just there for one reason, to steal? He said that's not the case. In fact, if it is about money, some of them will be better off in the private service. They just came into public service to serve you, your interest, to help you, to sacrifice their lives, their time, resources, to contribute to the betterment of your life. But you still call them thieves. That's so unfortunate. I'm now putting myself in the shoes of the president. It must be very sad. Don't you think so? That you are there, you have struggled, you want to serve the people, they call you thief. They think you are thief. You are stealing their money.
Alpha, what Nanado said was that not every leader is a thief, right? Alpha, let us begin to understand what a thief is. Who a thief is. Now, a thief is a person who steals another person's property, especially by stealth and without using force or threat or violence. Right? That is who a thief is. Now, it didn't really begin from just the Nanado government. It's something that has been there for quite some time.
The mindset thing.
Yes, the mindset. This is because, we see it around, that when people, from past governments, when people immediately they enter into politics, they begin buying cars, they can now pay for mansions with cash. Like if the mansion costs $100,000, the person can pay in cash when that person has not worked in any government
able
sector.
to hold splash weddings.
You know,
Sophisticated weddings.
Keep some of the money under their beds. All those excesses.
Yes, but Alpha, the man Nanado is also in order when he says that there are some people who are much better off, or even before politics, they were independent on their own. Take the man like.
Would you count the president as one of them that would be better off in private service than public service?
Of course, of course. Look at Kennedy Japan. Even before politics, Kennedy Japan was Kennedy Japan. Now, to talk of people, government appointees or politicians serving the interest of the people, we have, like, just last week, the Bozumbe Frehun MP supporting some traders in his constituency, 71 of them, supporting them, giving them financial support. I can give you countless of examples.
The support means what?
But is the MP not a politician?
What I'm saying is that Nanado is saying that.
But have they done their primaries?
No, it's in February. So
he's giving you supporting government.
No. I
wanted to be sure.
You know, before the primaries, a lot of support will come. And a lot of support is on the way.
And the support is an investment by the politician.
I'm telling you.
And the politician will recoup his investment.
That is your perception. That is your mindset. That is what the
that
man
is
Nanado is.
But you've just told me.
That's what Nanado is seeking to change. That everybody is there to amass wealth.
They are there to serve.
They are there to serve. And I'm giving you a classic example.
In fact, they are serving.
They are still serving.
You see, for that recouping back their money statement Alpha made, it's not our first perception. Some of their politicians have said it. Their colleague politicians have said it on platform.
The majority leader himself.
The majority leader himself has said
it. Is that the exorbitant nature of the campaigns necessitates that when people assume office, they will find means of recouping their investment?
That's the leader of government business in Ghana's legislature.
He understands politics than myself.
Yeah.
He has been so experienced to the extent that he is an authority. If he tells me that, I'll hardly.
But he's
serving the people
a
of
perception. It's a fact. Coming from the majority that it ceases to be a perception.
But he's also serving the people of Swami. Is he not?
Oh yeah, he has served.
We'll come back.
It's time for communication.
We'll
continue with this one. Please, if you have a thought to share, if you have a view to share about what President Nanado is saying, he wants us as Ghanaians to change this view that every politician enters into politics with a mindset of stealing. He wants us to deal with that because he thinks that that's not correct. That's not giving Ghanaians hope. And that makes Ghanaians look leadership in a certain way, which he's not very happy about. When we come back, we'll continue with that. And Professor Adai has also been speaking. He's speaking about what he calls the arrogant and the corrupt nature of the MPP administration. It looks as if every week you have some professor saying something about this administration. So when we return, we'll try and, of course, connect the two conversations. And most importantly, do not forget that your thoughts are welcome on 0548501584. Let's now bring to you Community Lens.
Asampayetia Obanyansa fuso obunuya wankana asam Zema futu sam kakre wa supeme Yo kofi omaya woman Omani ya mama Geni baby ako
This morning on Community Lens, we are taking a trip back to Tafo Pankrono to give you an inside story of what exactly is the cause of the clash between the Zongo community and the other community. Fatau Bayaga was there. He has been speaking to the opinion leaders and, of course, the residents of the community. He has compiled it in a report. Let's listen to it, after which we'll continue. Stay with us.
A renewed conflict between some youth of Pankrono and Adabraka in the Tafu Pankrono municipality has left one person dead. The incident, which happened on Friday night, threw residents of the area in a state of fear and shock. 27-year-old Owusu Banahini unfortunately met his untimely death on Friday during a renewed violent youth conflict in the community. Family of the deceased is demanding the arrest and prosecution of all persons involved in the incident that resulted in the death of their relative.
The worst has hit me. Owusu, so you are gone just like that? Today is 20th. I was supposed to go and escort you to travel abroad. Some unscrupulous people have hurt me so much. You told me you were going to give something to someone. All of a sudden, I was told you were starved to death. My son is not a thief.
They were free Mununia Dinachi, Ekudi referee. Edema, Afenumi, Fanese, Pancrono, any other braca.
Owusu's younger brother officiated a football match last 2 months between Pancrono and Adabraka, but the Adabraka team accused him of being biased. So because they did not get his younger brother, they rather stabbed him. My brother got visa and was supposed to leave for Canada, so the family was hoping to see him travel in order to help us. But this unfortunate thing happened. We are only pleading with the police to arrest and prosecute the perpetrators. If not, we would not take this lightly.
Violence among youth groups in Tafo and its environs has become a common happening which continues to claim human life, particularly among youth, anytime there is a conflict. Some members of the community also expressed their disappointment and called on authorities to intervene.
Owusu was never sick, so killing him in this gruesome manner is very disturbing. If the perpetrators are not arrested, they will not also sit aloof. Owusu was never a bad person. He related with everyone very well. There was nothing wrong with my brother. All of a sudden, I heard he was killed. We plead for intervention. If not, they will kill all of us. The assemblyman here does not want to comment on the issue for fear of losing vote. We appeal to him to intervene because the situation is becoming rampant.
The committee members are likening the unfortunate development to drug abuse and surge in drug business in the communities. In anticipation that the law enforcement agencies in the municipality will check the development which continues to promote insecurity in the area and threaten small business and public peace. Heavily armed security personnel were therefore deployed at Adan Pankono communities to avert possible reprisal attack. If authorities do not intervene immediately, Many young people will continue to lose their lives every year in the area. Reporting for Orange FM's Community Lens, I'm Fatal Bayaga, Bankono.
A very, very sad development. I mean, earlier this morning we talked about it, and listening to the cry of the family, the relatives of the deceased, it's quite disappointing. I mean, I'm just learning of the reason behind that there was a football, like a community gala to some extent, and the other community felt cheated. They had Abaka people, so in their response, they thought it wise to attack the brother. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I seriously don't understand.
Attack the brother.
And in the story, Fatah was just telling us that he was even preparing to travel.
If you are preparing to travel, stay inside there.
Oh no, you can't fault him. I mean, it is the indiscipline of the people. It's not his fault. Stay inside. Why? If you are preparing to, you know go out there and buy things.
No, I mean this is.
Let's go into the telephone line and have an extended conversation with the assembly member for the area.
Hello?
Yes. Hello? Yes, let's speak to the assembly member for the area, Mr. Ernest. Ernest, okay. I'll get a full name later. Good morning and welcome to the Orange Sunrise, sir.
That's all to say.
Yeah, madam, who you know, sir?
I'm the driver.
Patrol bit me a boy nkumo potenesi ya ma abrante ya anopaye te se yakuni amanfo kokunu.
Me fata ko yen so na ma tia wati fo ni na. Ko ma pa mo ye na ma frɛ me na no pe sem be sem ti. Na o ti twemu no ma eti o fanko no. Di ka no ben ti ni. Na youth bi o ha na COVID-19 ka mo no ma twen sikan ni nam kro no me moto. Phone, and my channel, and what did you phone near the other? Indeed, Yaram and Pet are the issue. Was the quite a bit of a friend, baby, not very sad. And you know, I did not for 2 years ago, and now, the teacher is so a buy. Now, then, a branch in our free mono, nearby, over years, I did. And he, let us wait on the yeah, say, both because you're friend. Ababaka company for a president company for a paper company for my engineer Buja feed to this year, feed to 4 months ago. I'm an engineer to share bank from the know. They didn't now, 2 weeks ago now, for the body air cost of Pancona Parkers. The double every best and no cross car. And a point to be quite tacky. 2 years for proud, you know, near penny free to buy a bar. Kinoa. That's from my piano. About 2-3 weeks ago. Back to Dubai. And that didn't at all. You know, I idea. They see maybe a chop no so yes, I didn't know. They obey a chia tiny panel at that. On the city that were
they see last time, no, they see.
That time, no, it's of course, not a war at the back, any fan for
Orange.
Emma, now, Victor, at the Rakeni, Mr. Cameron, and San Francisco. And the only perspective, not get off people, no, near the airtime, to know Yandia, and only yes, I with a chill Yanaka. But, This is the see a man on the best idea, police someone. They say, I say, actually, yeah, almost a year ago, no friend with time and a sanity, and Tiabrantiano, the fellow Subana here. After renting no at all, without the papa friend.
Now, Nimbrada na. Omwa ye pra omo yonkunu susu se o share chire no ono no ohefa
ono de that time no na omo ye wu no but the chire no we to wa o community but the pra to hu na che nti ade a tie twam ye at the commission here yes ade no it's 2003 years ago it you ha ba tia na de so we be se ka papa boy tia abedi the post it 2022 you know 2021 no and that idea no see ya na we tu ka kwa no ya kwa we ba no we kwa di na ya dia ha di pa na ya fi pese ta di ba to aso e bi di se pese pa ya community ni na se be ya sa no ma ba no obi enye na so bi ina ofi anto ata na no kwala ba de ko si o panko no ho
saa basa ya wo ka ho asemi tafo ho no problem eda zungu fone other community in Temana.
The see 2016 they don't concern the SCH to Mama County crap tafo case the where there I say small as you no phone for wa na ha ka so we ya be wa ka ka nya dia e continue but what you say
me too enti na say en namase kakra enti anamo me
namase kakra o wa na nya kakra e ti ta pro dia 2016 dia na ya issue dia e tabu but we dia e ya dia o wa na asori kakra o wa na boy ya so wa no ya kwesi enya dia e continue
enti na say area hono security hu hia pa anamo be na motu
area hono security dia o kan no ya de hu hia na divisional police command so people adwuma bi a waso ye bia no oguso ye e se wo hwe petrol tima ye adwuma na do no a ye na ye me say respect any mistake no emi ahobambo ni ye e se me try ko kra say me police barrier community no the first the person ni nan men kra na ho de ya ma try akọ say police barrier our community say be ya sa no man na so police barrier ho a wo na ye sa de and so basically the two one more and come if you say na say the security here a pen and other rubber police post oh ha my ya e bia anche kra be so next month o be bia my ne se ono so e menya bi ka kra e ma bo e ho so ho bai
e say the etine say abante na se bi waka ba bi ono so ne nkrofo kire se omo be responde mate
respond no and no share say ya wadam respond no ka de abai o su ba na ne wu na de ti ya mo ka se so mo correspond amma o de say kai ne ya ba ye azabaka zarki eni ya ho no so boy amma azabaka pon so ye so so e be tia wo e ti no se pon so se be boa amma sa de no e free up e bi say o hwe ye na ko so na ne yem say because me as a community leader me ni anu bi o e friend na friend pe wu na sorry say sa de no ye pese sa afọ no bit na ko so akọ o mo kwa azabaka o mo ko pan ko idom o mo sorry so mo ko akọ ye sa de na tia ni pe bi suka enti sa de no so eye ehwemu a se street no enti o for o se ko fi be ye ana kwabra na because edi pa atire no ano o mo abebo din sa so ati we anyway na ka ho be sa de enti tu ana mo bi so correspond to see ano a o be tu ana mo e bia na se nya sa ni pa no na o tu ana mo de tia no enti na me pasa ko ye so to mo bi no so say respond no any no ma bia o ma mutin bia no ya nchin chen se bia no makasa no na enko e bi ensan ko traso ensan conference amba edi say sa de we ni tia who animal to piano or police make say police patrol or police water tankers you are say no we boy hope and say the bear sadia no e bin si bi wo enti obi an kana kuma ntuli on bi se dia so gi ba
okay yem fancy bibia kechira e be san ba wona sin na okay so that is the assembly member for the area giving us a background information as to what exactly happened that might have caused the disturbance that led to the death of this young man. He spoke in Twi, so let me try and explain matters to you. He said that indeed the young man, there was a problem that happened some time ago, which resulted in the injury of one individual. So the relative or the brother of the deceased was suspected to be the one behind that attack. And so the people from the other community have been on the lookout for him, and they wanted to more or less retaliate. So they felt that this was the right moment to do so. So it was a quest to retaliate the injury that one of their members suffered. And he said that even though, yes, indeed, in 2016, there was a huge clash between Tafo the indigents and of course the Zongo community, but that has been resolved. But then the problem keeps lurking around. So with some small catalyst, it is able to explode to these levels. And he thinks that is what has happened now. But he says, of course, the community have been engaging to think of finding an lasting solution to the problem. And that as we speak, police deployment or there are heavy police presence in the community, and calm is restored. But he's asking the young people to stay off these kinds of issues so that there will be peace in the community. So in essence, that's what the assembly member has been saying. I mean, you can join us on YouTube. We have the videos for you. We have we've been interacting with the relatives of the deceased. You can join us on YouTube and of course see the atmosphere in the community as we speak, as a result of the situation that happened, which caused the death of one of the relative of these persons that we are showing you their interaction on our YouTube page. So the assembly member is Mr. Ernest Owusu. He's the assembly member for Pankrono area, electoral area. And we are showing you the pictures of the young man, so you can go and of course get to follow the proceedings on YouTube. Orange 107.9, Orange 107.9 FM. Yes, Fatal.
Yes, so Alpha, this is a very disturbing situation because we, as the assemblyman rightly explained, this was what happened, and at the moment, Alpha, heavy security is in the community to ensure that there won't be reprisal attacks. These communities, I'm told that yes, it isn't maybe a full-blown conflict, but rather once in a while something like this happen. But I am wondering if authorities know that yes, there is some kind of bad blood between these two or these areas, why do they allow them to maybe engage in football competitions without proper security to ensure that they affect all of these issues? And apart from that, Alpha, if you go to this area, I visited this particular area, Pankrono. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed, the MP, I'm told it is the MP who is building a police station there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost completed, but it is yet to be commissioned. So at the moment, as we speak, there are police. There's a police post there, which is completed.
That will be the only police post in Pankrono.
Absolutely, because
Pankrono is such a big community.
Absolutely, and apart from Pankrono to Adabraka to those areas, this is a very big area, right?
Yes, it is.
And police officers should be around all of that, or police visibility, so that it would go a long way to curtail some of these issues that we are hearing in this particular area. This
message is coming in from someone who resides in Tafo. It says that it's coming in from Grace. She said that Alpha, sad loss in Tafo. The police are still looking for the killers of Owusu. So far, the police arrested 2 or 3 rioters regarding the same incident, and they were put before the circuit court Old Tafo, and they were remanded in police custody to assist in their investigations. That's the information that Grace from Tafo is giving us. Grace, thank you very much for your message and of course for the information. So, just like you said, there was that huge disturbance in 2016. So it appears there's, just like the assembly member said, like there's that tension amongst these factions within the community, and every now and then, it just needs a catalyst, and they get into some of these disturbances, which is quite unfortunate to the extent that because this morning reading what the other group are saying, I think the group that the young man belongs to, the fact that they were also retaliating, they were ready to kill, etc., etc. So it's quite a very serious scene. It's quite a very serious situation. It's a very, very serious situation.
My worry, Alpha, is that most of the times authorities would sit aloof, and when some of these things happen, you would see them trying to, do something. But maybe just within 3 weeks' time, everything is gone. Everyone goes back to sleep again, and that's always my worry. I think that some of these things, they happen. Authorities should be consistent. They should make sure that the root cause of the issue is addressed in order to prevent some of these issues again.
Because the way the other group is speaking,
yes, something might happen.
Yes, if care is not taken, we might have another incident on our hands.
Absolutely.
But I think the other persons who perpetrated this act, must be found and arrested.
Absolutely.
How can you kill a person? And we are told it was injected with poisonous substance.
This is so disturbing.
No, that's too inhumane. That is too serious.
Absolutely.
Charlie.
This is
young
serious.
People. This is what you are resorting to. Let's take some messages. We'll return and we'll be continuing with the show. Stay with us.
A bank that supports you.
Middle. Aden wa bosasa Adam afuwana enye wu adwindwin na same ye wo jire bibi hawa ene menkasa
na mempese me haw but adwuma no kwa na ekofom senka menya bisiam pode
odo na sase mu de sese kwa ka kye me dadada hwe bra kwa mi sei sa na Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG aboa no
na me ninsi ho anagina mu bia o
odo mama no nsie Consolidated Bank besia de wonyinsi ho anagina mu bia o
ma worry all basunku
odo yi wajuma yam wasika fem science CBG yes we stand with you ti yes bra ya brabata babru do na enu babia ma yamma wajuma besia ebeboa wajuma ma na gina ne nan so na yesika collect ne so ya juma ifo betimi aba wajuma mu abaje o check enu deposit bia 80 frey ahoma so 030-221-6000 CBG
we stand with you. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
My name is Diana Hamilton, VGMA Artist of the Year 2021 and brand ambassador of Awake Purified Drinking Water. I am super excited to partner with Ghana's first charity-driven water to give back to our communities. Awake is a brand that makes a difference. We impact the world around us. That is why for every bottle of Awake water you buy, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. Yes, every time you quench your thirst with a refreshing bottle of Awake, you're helping contribute to save lives. So keep drinking Awake Purified Drinking Water and let's continue making a difference. Awake Water, one for life, supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Media Sambisanda Moa. It's your Ratiano, Mumu, Panet, Mufin, Namu, Podom, Maniacono. Eh, Quabna. No, Mumu wants me to be just my marrying that day. And the crew, corporate moving and Bodom Pimus, so you president Eba. I had a binding to Braille, who see it in a mobile, some man out in it. Sir, I need now could you soon use President Chaco, Nenny dear, a mouse, and we could fit of that. No, what you ask you, my mother feel you. Kojo, sir. Yeah. President Eba and a President Chaco. I've idea. You're gonna natural.
FTIJ Trading Katoyatu.
You're welcome back. It's 28 after 8. You're still listening to the Orange Rising Orange 107.9 FM. In relation to our earlier conversation, this message is coming through. It says that President Akufo-Addo is the worst that has ever happened to Ghana. He has always defended every wrong about his government. Doesn't have to take every elected member in the public service to be corrupt before we say there is corruption. It is about how widespread the phenomenon has become. No wonder Ghana is in this mess as we have a leader who feels that he always gets it right. Kojo Asuefua. Thank you very much, Kojo, for your message. This one says that who is a thief? A person who appropriates a thing of which he is not the owner commits an offense of stealing. Abena seems not to understand. She's not aware that it is the supposed rich people in politics who steals more from the state. Now, most of the MPP guys I know who were very poor are very rich, and Abena knows this very well. Nanado has decentralized and normalized stealing in government. Sad for Ghana. Grace sent us this message all the way from Tafo once again. Grace, thank you very much for your message. So let's continue with the conversation that we're having. There are two stories. We brought you one of them where the president is unhappy because of this description that we give to people who enter public service. We describe them as persons who are just there to steal. Rahim has said that, well, it could be because of the actions and inactions of majority of public servants or politicians for that matter. That is why this mindset is, in his words, ingrained in the minds of the Ghanaian people. Abena seems to suggest that, well, factually the president is correct. Not every politician is a thief. So we should describe those ones we think are thieves and should not generalize the whole conversation. Guys, we've returned again. Let me take your concluding remarks on this before we make some progress. But Rahim, I need to ask you this. That President Akufo-Addo is saying the right thing. You see, there are some politicians, and for him to say not every politician is a thief, I want to believe he knows that some of them are thieves. Okay, that's the understanding I'm getting. For the president to say not every politician is a thief means that he knows that some politicians are thieves. And I think it would have been good for him to tell us in his government whether there are some of them in his administration who are thieves, because he said not every politician. So it means that some of them may be in existence. So it could be that some of them in his own government are stealing. But the president didn't tell us that. So let's not have that conversation. But isn't it accurate when the president said some of them, or not every politician or not everybody in public service is there to steal? But why do we generalize? Because when you generalize, you miss the point. Those that are stealing, identify them, criticize them, talk about them, report them. And he says that there are anti-corruption agencies in our country. Report these matters to them. Do not sit, in the comfort of your home and generalize. Politicians there, we are conform. Politicians are reform. Politicians. He is correct, isn't he? Because one day when you get yourself in politics, you will not be happy when people describe a whole industry, a whole sector, a whole profession as a bunch of people who are just there to steal. That's unfortunate.
A whole profession with arms. You are doing that. Alpha, I think that with what the president said, I would want to, one or the other, agree. Partly with him when he says not every leader is a thief. It is something that you can't conclude that all leaders are thieves, but it is the actions of some or probably
the seeming
majority that makes us conclude that all of them are likely on the same ship. Now, this is about the perception Ghanaians have about leaders, especially politicians in this country. We see them before power, and we see how quickly their lives are transformed within a short while after assuming power.
A lot of things about them begin to change. Where they hang out change. Their choice of clothing changes. The people they even interact with changes.
Yeah.
Their mode of transportation changes. The food they eat changes.
Technically, everything changes.
A lot of them change. A lot of things about them changes.
And you see, I get it.
Maybe, is it not because of the perks they get because of their service in public service? They are well catered for. So it comes with it. So if you are a minister, you can't live like you were a teacher. Let's say a teacher has metamorphosed into a minister. Life will change for that individual. The car he will drive, he will be given V8, so it changes. He will be given a house to sleep in, so it will change. He will be given clothing allowance. If you're a teacher, I'm not too sure they give them clothing allowance.
No. They are not getting clothing.
He may be given fuel for free. Okay, so does it not come with it the position, and that it is the allowance that is attached to it, not necessarily that they are engaged in thievery or they are just engaged in stealing. It's just that's what you get. It's just like being promoted in the office. If you are promoted to the manager level, you cannot compare it to when you were an ordinary worker, for instance.
True.
Things will change.
True.
You may be given an apartment.
True.
You may be given a vehicle to drive.
True.
You may be given clothing allowance, so you choose to buy a lot of suits.
Yeah.
So every now and then you're putting on 9 suits. And then the people see and say, so doesn't it come with it?
There are privileges that come with every office.
Yes.
But the part where Ghanaians are complaining is that these leaders are living lives that are more expensive than the privileges they are supposed to enjoy. Your salaries are not a secret. Your salaries over there are not a secret. And so when we get up and you just put clothing and fuel and all those things allowance aside, we still see the amount of physical cash you spend.
That they are able to donate.
Exactly. The amount of money you spend at certain
sometimes
levels.
Some people go to the president, he gives them like 1 million Ghana cedis. I'm like,
So
there's something that the president donates like 5 million.
So we get up and we are wondering
500,000.
Exactly. Because
but his salary is not up to 50,000 a month, is it?
Exactly my point, Alpha.
So
how do
maybe
you just get up
from
and
his personal business, maybe.
What kind of business?
And you see the problem is that we don't even know their assets. They declare their assets in secret. So we don't even know how to measure whether the money is the riches that have been gathered.
Yes.
Is through legitimate source.
And so Alpha, you cannot blame me if
I have this mindset.
If they think you are spending their money.
And you see
Alpha, when you even hold them, that they are spending your money, the kind of excuses they will give you would baffle your mind. It will bust your brain.
So let's say the minister for
sanitation.
So the explanation we're giving is that it was a funeral donation.
Can you imagine?
That there for me, it doesn't make
exactly
sense.
my point.
It doesn't make sense. Because you see, I chanced upon a video where members of her own family in their family house were complaining. Clearly, their situation is it doesn't reflect the amount of money that is being mentioned.
How do you tell me this is funeral donation? Okay, funeral donation from who? And if you got it from the funeral, the family should know about it. And
the last time
the family should know about that funeral donation.
When the communication director of the president was sued in court by his wife, the properties that they were
listed. And so you see, when all of these things,
because these are court proceedings, these are official documents.
Exactly.
They were mentioning houses. The man had not, I don't know, the man had not done any, had not worked for any before joining.
That we know of.
And he finished school, joined President Akufo-Addo, campaigned with him, and he became and
that brings me to my second.
And we are told,
irrespective of the privileges your office,
I don't know what business we can do within 8 years to gather that amount of.
We have career politicians in this country who have never worked anywhere before.
They are way better.
They are way better than people that are working. Years. And the president wants to tell us that when they are in private sector, somebody has been in private sector for 30 years. Somebody joined government for 4 years, and it's better than a person in private sector for 30 years.
And people go to secure loan, to prosecute campaign, to be in public service, to serve.
Can you imagine? I go and pick a loan to come and spend
because they love the country so much.
Because
the way they love this country,
I will love it more than all of you. So let me pick loan. Let me put debt on myself.
Because if it is about making money, as the president said, some of them will be better off in private service.
There are people in private sector that these young and small boys have joined politics, and they are better off than those in private sector working over 25, over 30 years in private sector. So what do you mean by they could be better if they
okay.
But this country, I don't understand. If there are people in the private sector, 25 years, 30 years, they don't have the properties that these 4-8-year politicians are having in this country.
So then let's ask.
And when you want to talk, you are telling us that they could better have in private sector.
Why do politicians do politics, by the way? Because the last time I was asking that question, to serve, or there's personal interest to be benefited?
There's always personal interest before the serving. That's how I see it.
Is it true that when people join politics, they make money easily and quickly?
Yeah, they do.
Have we seen evidence of that?
A lot of them.
Does it come with the privileges of their job, or there are other channels
the amount of money they spend is, you see, even if you pay,
the amount of money they are able to dole out.
Exactly. And you see, the point is that the privileges you enjoy by virtue of that office is not shrouded in secrecy.
Yes,
all your privileges are public, including your salary. We know. So when we see you spending that is more than that, we of course raise alarm.
And you see the last, sometimes some of them themselves, and I'm sure if you Google, you will check. They will say, MPs they enjoy. It's not like the salaries we take is nothing. But you see people going to the extreme. To go to parliament. There must be something there.
There might be something there.
The money is not good. You are suffering. The people are insulting.
But you are still going there.
But still,
when you
people leave their private businesses
and they are going there.
Leave other reputable, kind of work, and they join politics.
They are going there
to serve the interest
of Ghana.
To
Parliament, we are giving peanuts because when you calculate the expenses of an MP, you finish and you don't have anything, but you are borrowing to go there. You don't have anything. You are borrowing to go there. You are leaving the private sector to go there.
The conclusion I can draw is that maybe, yes, these MPs want to, some of them, just like I said last, some of them want to serve. But maybe too, we have significant number of them who know that to make money easily and quickly, you have to join politics.
I mean,
in fact, there are young people in this country who think that the better way to make money is to become a politician.
Oh, yes. A lot of young people have that mindset. That is either you probably join politics, or that's the easiest way through, because they have seen their colleagues join, and within 1-2 years there's a total transformation of their lives.
The communicators, see the PAs, the so-called PAs,
exactly.
And those following the big people, you just see their lives.
Exactly.
Everything about them will change immediately.
Completely. But your own colleagues.
Yes, because we have
you
friends.
are working in the private sector and you'll be working for like 10 years. You'll join politics and within 2 years they'll come and bypass your 10 years work. All the savings, they'll get money more than your 10 years savings. Within 2 years, your own colleagues will come and bypass you. They'll be buying things you can't even buy.
No, I think there's something in politics.
And you are telling me that they are there because, yes, we agree that you are there to represent people. And you are there to serve.
Finally, let's talk before we invite our friends. Professor Adai is speaking. He said President Nana Akufo-Addo's government is full of corrupt and arrogant people who think Ghana belongs to them. Former rector of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, Professor Stephen Adai, has observed. In his view, President Akufo-Addo himself has been a disappointment, adding that he will go down as one of the most disappointing presidents if he does not live up to his promises in the remainder of his presidency. Prof. Diakaidie, let me read what he said. Let me say it. Let me quote him. Quote. One of the greatest disappointments of Nana Akufo-Addo's regime is that, honestly, he raised the hope of Ghanaians. Professor Adai pointed out, adding, Ghanaians expected that they had gotten the leader with vision, charisma, determination, and it seems if he doesn't redeem himself in the next 14 months, he will go down in history as one of the most disappointing leaders. He said the corruption and arrogance of the Akufo-Addo government is to the extent that they think that Ghana is for them. And now without the Ghana, we will not be there. Noting, and some of them thinking that they should tell us who should be our next president. God forbid, he exclaimed. Professor Adai said, the president must deal with the corrupt elements within his government who are taking bribes from citizens before helping them to gain employment in the public sector. This is what Akufo-Addo must be thinking about. And if he knows about it, must be ashamed of that. Now, his people demand from you a certain amount before you will be considered for the job. Why? Because when they get it, whether the government pays you or not, they have gotten their money. As if people are in a hurry to loot the country before the end of Akufo-Addo's term. As for this one, Kennedy has already said it. They are looting like there's no tomorrow. Professor Ade is saying it again. So Professor Ade was appointed by President Akufo-Addo to say, I'm not too sure. And this is a professor. It's not like me that have not gone to school. I'm uneducated.
Professor Emeritus Alpha.
So it cannot be because he doesn't understand how government works.
He's at the last ladder of of education.
And he's an appointee of this administration.
Exactly.
So there's this general view that President Akufo-Addo has disappointed Ghanaians. I'm sure you've been that. I said the hopes we had for him, he has disappointed us. Is it because maybe from the onset this is how President Akufo-Addo wanted to govern, or something has happened that has resulted that? Because a lot of people you speak to will tell you that President Akufo-Addo has disappointed us. Let me tell you the honest truth, right? I seriously believed in President Akufo-Addo. I had so much confidence in him. I remember those days. I was even arguing with my father and a lot of my brothers. No, Akufo-Addo, when he come, the
transformation.
The view I get for the man inside.
Give it to him.
I was so confident. Like when he comes to speak and I watch, I'm like, no, Charlie, this man, this is the man we've been looking for. I don't know what happened though.
I think that
I don't know whether I was confused.
No,
or
I think that largely the president made it too early in administration that he doesn't like to fire. And as a leader, when people see that thing about you, everybody just penny and cash. He made it
because he likes to defend his people.
They saw it too early in the administration that the president cannot fire.
Loyalty is a big thing for the president. To the extent that if he thinks you have been loyal to his cause, regardless of what you
stay.
Do,
and they saw it. And as a leader, when you give the people the room to see that side of you too early in administration,
but I thought he was a strong leader.
They will do things that
I never knew
you.
he's this weak because he should, like he behaves like it's like you can do almost everything and go.
Yeah, I mean you come and make statements.
I don't know. I would like to hear from him. This is President Akufo. You now know. Are you satisfied with what you've done so far? Because the rate at which people say they are disappointed, I don't like it. Everybody almost we are disappointed in you.
President Akufo-Addo is human. So I am.
Maybe it is a Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah.
Or the COVID-19, I'm sure. Maybe it has contributed.
Maybe it has contributed a lot too.
President Akufo-Addo, he meant. I still believe he meant well.
Yeah, it was when the
because
COVID
how can you be falling, campaigning and falling if you didn't mean well?
Still pressing ahead.
And you were tired. Some old campaigning across. And you didn't. I'm sure he meant well. I'm sure he felt he can do something. Maybe something has happened now.
Maybe the Russia is in accordance with what Professor Ade is saying.
Yeah, yes.
But Alpha,
okay.
Professor Ade, like Rahim said, he's a professor emeritus.
Yeah.
And looking at his status in Ghana and the kind of person that he is, people sometimes take him by whatever he said. They just swallow whatever he says, hook, line, and sinker, right? Where was Professor Ade in 2019, 2020, 2021? Where was he? He ends up making statements like this when it's very, very close to the electioneering year. In before the 2008 election, he was making these same allegations against President J. Ofo at the time.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's on record. Alpha, Google it. It's there.
Maybe you can share with me.
Mahama.
I recall the Mahama.
Before 2016, Mahama,
yes.
same thing. Now, before the 2016 election, you are the same person who came out to say that.
Relax. Let me ask
President
you. Let me ask you. What were the prevailing conditions in 2008, in 2016, and now? Do you see some similarities?
Alpha.
In the
that's why I began by
situation
saying that. That's why I began by saying that. Where was Professor Ade when Nana Addo was busily solving COVID-19 issues? Where was he? when other governments were suffering, but the Nanado government was still thriving. Where was Professor?
Don't you believe that the end, just like the president argues, the end will justify the means?
Thank you.
So he thinks that it is ended, and the end has not justified the means. So he's
Alpha.
he's
And
out.
this was Professor Ade, that same person, saying that Nanado is the most promising president.
Yeah, he said yes. The promising. He said he had that promise, but now the promise is. Like,
why do you take advantage of
was doing
personality in society to be saying anything just anyhow? Now, Alpha, one thing that I think we should really consider is that now people should be held accountable for whatever they say in this country. You don't just say anything and let it just slide.
No, but what he's saying, are you in disagreement with him?
Yes, I am in disagreement.
You think,
President, Minka President, what is his name? Professor Stephen Ade, you. When Nanado came into office, he appointed you as head of GRE at the time.
It doesn't mean he's
let me finish. Where
board chairman.
At GRE, thank you. People in GRE wrote several letters against you to get you removed, to get you off the board, because you were running the place like your private place. People wrote those
allegations.
Come again?
According to people's allegations.
Thank you, Alpha. And still, Nanado didn't take you off the board, but rather he waited till you attained your what's it called? This age, pension age. That was when you went off the board. Alpha, it is there. Google it. That's when you went off the board, and now after you left the board, you wrote to the government to let you come back on contract. Are you not corrupt?
That if you come on contract, you're corrupt.
You are done. Your pension age is you've attained the pension age. Go and let other people come. You don't want to go. Are you not a corrupt person? Are you not a corrupt person? Alpha, answer me. Are you not a corrupt? Are you not a corrupt
I don't know
person?
how that is.
When you
because there are people who
were in active service, you never said anything about the Nanado government. When you were in active service, you never said anything about the Nanado government. Now you are out of government, getting closer to the 2024 election, and you are saying things anyhow because of democracy. Why? Alpha, people like Professor Ade, people like this man, Professor Frimpong Boateng, and the other people who have said a lot of things in attempts to
people like Kennedy Yapon.
To disgrace the government, to make the government unpopular, should be invited by Yoko and other people. They should be invited. They should be invited to defend their stance because what he is saying, per what evidence? He should give us the evidence. Who are corrupt? None of those people are corrupt. He should come and tell us which people are corrupt.
Okay, Rahim, you wanted to.
Alpha, I think that I'll just have to touch on a little bit of Abina's submission, and then we'll just move on. Now, first off, Professor Stephen Ade.
I have to pick the calls of my friends.
Yeah, so you know he made why?
Don't come and touch me.
He made comments in 2008, 2016. He's making the same thing. Abina is making the thing seem as if the man only speaks when it's time for election. But she's refusing to acknowledge the consistency of the man. In 2016,
how consistent for him?
Abina, in 2016, when Professor Ade was making similar statements against the then President Mahama, he was serving on the advisory board of the Ministry of Finance. He was on the board. The government kept him there, but he still came out to condemn them that it is wrong. Right? This is the same man who some weeks ago called out the minority in parliament that they are called that the Bank of Ghana governor and the deputy to resign. It's irresponsible. The MPP was behind him. So it looks as if when he makes comments that are against the MPP, the man is like that. This is a man who his consistency over the years is remarkable.
For me, I think what I gather from this whole conversation is that, you see, you cannot tell me that the people who think that President Akufo has disappointed Ghanaians are just interested in making this government.
Can you imagine?
Because I mean, a lot of us, it's not like a lot of the people you hear, the expectation they had from the man and what he has delivered so far.
And let me just add something to what Abina said about the man's work at GRA as board chairman. You know, all his problems started when Professor Ade said that nobody from the GRA should listen to orders from above again. If anybody comes with orders from above, direct it to my office. That was when his problem started. That is also on Google.
Let me go.
So if Abina wants us to go to Google, let
me go on the telephone line and speak to my friends. You've heard from our conversation. President Akufo thinks the mindset that all persons in public service are there to steal is erroneous. We should change from that. And he is Professor Ade has also been speaking about the governance of President Akufo-Addo. What do you make of all of this? Let me take my first caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, tell me your name and where you're calling me from, sir.
This is Eric calling from Sumanao.
Eric, let's hear you.
I'm very surprised. I'm very, very surprised of what the lady is saying over there. And the fact is that, you see, I'm from Volta region, and there is something that our forefathers always say is that afford the one of the you cannot keep something at the another side of the bed and be looking at it as if maybe it is at your head side. See, these are governments, all of them, everybody, all the Ghanaians, we know that there is something going on. And it is true. I said it the other time that this Ghana now, if you wanted to be rich, it's possible. If you join politics, you can be rich. But if you are doing any other thing there, you cannot be rich. So, for the lady, let her...
So you disagree with her? Okay, thank you very much for joining me with your thoughts. You can participate in this morning's conversation. Join me with your thoughts on 0541 022318 or call me on or send me a WhatsApp message on 0548501584. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, tell me your name and where you're calling me from, sir. Your name again? Hello, I can't hear you. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, we've lost him on the line. You can try again on 0541 022318. And you can send me a WhatsApp message too. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, yeah, let's hear you.
You see, if I were the president, I would not be sticking to issues like this. Because they themselves are not proving they are not corrupt. They have proven they are corrupt. We know some of them from that CJA demonstration went into politics, and they are the richest in politics now. There are some CJA. They are richest. We were here when somebody told us that they had quota after the COVID money meant for the whole country. However, Dr. Bamel used to ask a question.
Unfortunately, we've lost Yao too. Yao, try again and come back on 0541 022318. If you're able to come back, I will take your thoughts. 0541 022318. That's how you can call me and contribute. Good morning. Yes. Yes, Congress is your pay.
Now, Secretary, Professor.
It's like we keep losing our callers this morning. Okay. Maybe we should do a lot of the WhatsApp message. Okay, let me listen to this WhatsApp voice note, and then we'll continue.
Morning, Abusco from Fadi, Edamasi. Edumapa moye, namunkam ho. We na debia ya na me Mrs. say present we clear agent. Dipandi boni a e o mi se nya o munya na ya kromfo de enso president unya na beba abonte ya beka sa asem we o Ghana fo na nim nya president abeba say they said no ni pa nim to say obi ya sa abone ne kra o se sumo se anu wa ye ne kese tin me da bia me the president there e fa corruption hu pa dia president wa faili totally ni ye ni na djuma nkyere se wo yobi wo fight corruption media me hu se president of for corruption pa me da se.
Thank you very much, Abusco, for sending me your WhatsApp voice note. Let me see if I can pick a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, tell me your name and where you're calling me from. don't know what's happening, but our calls are dropping. So let's talk about Awake purified drinking water, and then we'll go to have conversation with our guest. Now, you know, water is life, and Awake purified drinking water is there for you. Awake is a premium purified water which is treated through a strict purification process to ensure that every bottle on the market is going to refresh you better. They are perfect sizes for all use. 330 ml is there for you. It's going to fit your pockets. 500 ml is there for you. 750 ml is also there. It's for the heavy drinkers, and 1.5 liters for those who always want more. And so continue to drink Awake purified drinking water wherever you go. You can choose a bottle of Awake purified drinking water, and you'll get quality hydration fit for your pocket. And remember, every bottle you buy, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This is another quality product by Casapreco Company Limited. For bulk purchase, please call 026-2351-251. This advert is FDA approved. Let's come to Kumasi City Mall for our shopping, because when you come to Kumasi City Mall, you get value for your money. The place is very safe. It's very convenient, very enjoyable. At Kumasi City Mall, the scenes are appealing, and you get to understand that this is a much extravagant. It is the ultimate shopping experience you can have in an environment that is so safe and you feel right at home. So if it is fashion you want to have, or maybe food, or maybe groceries or furniture or airline ticketing, or as for you, you want to enjoy nightlife on Thursday, on Friday, whatever, come to Kumasi City Mall. We are not going to compromise on anything. We will go all out for you, because we know that you deserve quality, authenticity, affordability, and comfort. So for your shopping needs, your outings, your leisure, and relaxation, choose Kumasi City Mall. Osaikrum, yes, we are in KCMS, the pride of the city. It's exactly 9 o'clock. You're welcome to the show, and we are now going to engage our guest, Evangelist Richard Pra is here with us. Evangelist, good morning.
Alpha, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I believe you're fine too.
By His grace, I'm alive and well. It's been ages.
Are you sure it's been ages? We just met last week.
When?
Last week, Monday.
You think a week is just like that?
Oh, okay.
You and I.
Okay. I understand.
I trust that all is well.
By the grace of Allah.
How's your wife and kids?
They are fine. They are doing fine. I don't know why everybody is looking at me for answering the question. But you don't want me to answer. Yes. They are all fine. How is your family?
By the special grace of God, they are
also doing
alive and well. We are here today.
Yes.
And we are here to talk about Ghana. And it's always good to start with God. He who starts with God ends with Him, and it ends well with Him. So today I'm looking at Romans 12, verse 2. For the sake of time, there's a lot to be said about Ghana. Romans 12:2, do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect.
Evangelist, okay.
Senior.
Explain.
Yes, the Bible is urging us this morning not to conform to the pattern of this world. This world has its own standards and the way of doing things. There are things that this world will say is normal, but in the sight of God, it is wrong. This morning we'll be talking about corruption and people being disappointed and all that. We'll go into it. But the standard of this world will tell you that if you feel that somebody is corrupt, bring a proof. There's also the world standard of corruption perception, what you perceive. People have always challenged this, that, oh, this is your perception. Perception is not always the reality and all that. People argue. These are the standards of this world. For instance, one thing, you are young, you should have a partner. What you do in the room, whether you are married or not, the world is saying that it's acceptable. You are young, you are a man, and all that. But it goes on further to say, be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Alpha, if you don't change your mind about certain things, nothing will change in your life. It is something the youth of today must understand. If you don't change your mind.
What do you think is wrong with the minds of the youth these days?
Every problem that has given you the job to do every morning, instead of sometimes talking about developmental issues and some of these things, there are also good things going on. But because of the many bad things going on, it has taken that space. We are talking about corruption. Our roads are not good. We are not getting jobs and all that. But when our leaders begin to change their mindset of the way they see the citizenry, things will change.
Okay.
Most of the things they discuss at the top, if you are in it, you'll be disappointed.
Let's do something.
We need to change the way we think.
We'll continue with this conversation, but Evangelist, I want you to pick your phone and do something for us.
Okay.
Go on YouTube.
Okay.
When you go on YouTube, search for Orange 107.9
Good. So
FM,
I will share.
because the conversation is streaming live there.
Wow.
Streaming live on YouTube. And then
So I'm on YouTube.
So yes, you are an international individual.
Orange
107.9 FM. Have you done that?
Yes.
Have you accessed the video? The live stream?
Yes. We are live.
So subscribe first of all, and then you can also share.
Yes. I can see you there.
Yes, you can see.
I see myself also there.
Great. So you can.
Wonderful.
You can subscribe and then you share. It's happening live.
Whatever we are saying, I'm hearing myself.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. You are doing well.
So all of you, if you are listening to us, those of you listening to us in Accra through DAB, you can also watch the conversation live on YouTube. Orange 107.9 FM on YouTube. Orange 107.9 FM on YouTube. You can follow the conversation live. It's happening live on YouTube. Yes. So, Evangelist, you subscribed?
Yes.
Great. So let's make progress. Now, let's talk about, first of all, have you heard what is happening in Tafu?
Yes.
I don't know, but Tafu, you've lived in Kumasi for a while.
Yes.
Tafu seemed to be dealing with, in 2016, there was a big one. The youth clashed.
Yes.
Because this morning you've talked about youth changing their mindset. One person has been killed.
Yes.
Because another group felt that they needed to retaliate. The other group is warning that they will also kill other people. So, like, it's quite serious.
Yes.
Let me hear from you.
I've lived in Kumasi all my life. I go out some few years, months, and I come back. I'm well grounded and established in Kumasi. When it comes to the issue with the Tafu, it's been ages. It just goes down and boom, it comes back. You realize that at the core, the base of this, there's that religious and cultural angle that many of our leaders are, I don't know, afraid
to overlooking or
yes, because talking about religious aspects is a bit sensitive. If you don't handle it well, you may escalate and then boom, you destroy so many things. And the cultural aspect. So you realize that when you look at the landscape, is where the accounts are against where our Muslim brothers and sisters are. That has been the issue. They are in the Zongo. If any of the Zongo boys or people come into the Akan area and there's a fight or misunderstanding, the Zongo people will come and support their brother. The same vein, if somebody from the Akan area moves into the Zongo and there's any issue, they will also come. So it's been like that.
This day
I remember when Kofi Boakye, COP, retired, was the commander. It happened under his
that
regime
was
as
in
well.
2016, right?
Very well. How many years now? Almost
7 years now.
Yes, it happened. What did he do? He moved in there with the police. So for weeks they were
In fact,
there.
there was a curfew.
There was a curfew and all that.
It was that serious.
Yes. So history must always guide us with regards to this. The chiefs and elders, the Zongo imams and chiefs, they all came on board to speak.
I mean, I think because I don't know what is exactly the main objective of the two groups.
You see, there must be a thorough research into
homes that belong to people.
Yes, they are mixed,
and they speak the Hausa eloquently. You don't
absolutely.
So I don't know why in Tafo it seems to be a problem.
History is there once again to guide us. When Nkrumah brought this boarding system, not only that we should go and study, but that we should be mixed and be able to coexist and understand our cultures and our differences. But if today, how many years on, we are still having these pockets of issues, and even Tafu, we've not been able to solve it once and for all, then it means we have a we have a serious problem. So I will urge the leaders of the region.
You think this should be escalated to the regional,
yes,
the regional security council?
We must take it up there, and there must be a thorough research. Let's go into history, where it started, how it started, what caused it, so that we will know where we are today, and going into the future, we can know the things we do to avoid some of these things. It is unhealthy in this day and age that there's this pockets of violence, and today we are hearing that somebody has lost their life.
Somebody has been murdered. We're told by the family that
I watched a video and people holding machetes. Yes, live, moving, advancing
like
towards the
war.
It's like war. No, in Ghana. No. So for me, I will urge our leadership, the RECSEC, DISEC, and whatever they have to put in, the regional minister, our chiefs, our elders, the imams, the pastors, we must work on this issue and ensure that the mindset is changed for good, because this is as a result of a certain mindset that we are enemies.
Yeah, I think that's the view of those groups. Those young people, they see themselves as enemies.
It's so wrong. So wrong.
Let me listen to Alhaji on this. Alhaji, I'm sure you've heard what has happened in Tafo. You've not heard? Oh, okay. So we can.
So let me talk. I have heard and I have watched.
There was a clash between the Zongo community and the I don't know even know how to. The Akan community in Tafo. The clash led to the death of a young man.
There is always the need to peacefully coexist in some of these things. Let me say good morning anyway. Good morning to our cherished.
And let me say now you're well now, because I was told you were a little bit under the weather last week.
Yeah. Last week I was a little bit under the weather, but we thank God.
You have recuperated.
I've been praying and fasting.
Yes.
But you see, some of these things, there is the need for us to always peacefully coexist. I remember when you just said, you cited 2016. I think the 2010-11, there was an issue like that. I was an assembly member at KME. We quickly got in just to make sure that we brought the matter to control. When we went into the matter, we realized that the matter was very feeble. Yes. A little bit of understanding. My girlfriend, he also went and proposed. So when there was a clash, so I had to also go back and organize my people to come and also support me. That was it. Imagine living in such a situation. So what I want the authorities to do now is to investigate the matter, get those who initiated, those who are the actors, the main actors of the entire fracas. Then they are brought to book. You understand? When that is done, it will give us a sort of peace that we so desire. Because some of these things, you cannot defend it. Okay? It is unjustifiable. Look, we just peacefully go to Asokware Mampo. I mean, even at a point, there was this Ali Sunna Tijaniya kind of stuff.
It was that serious.
When I took office, there was none.
It was very
serious. I saw how, I knew how they all start. And the moment something triggers, quickly I go in just to tighten all the loose ends, just to make sure that we peacefully coexist. So that's how. So what I will urge those in charge now to do is to use the intelligence agencies, get the people who are the main architects, and make sure they are taken through the mill. Okay, the mill of justice. When that is done, it will serve as a deterrent, because we've been doing it for years. 2010, it came in. We went in and solved it. 2013, there was an issue like that. 2016, there was an issue like even that one. It seems Abuaso, Ntonso Abuaso.
Yes.
You understand?
Kwabri area.
Yeah, Kwabri area. So that's it. And sometimes if it doesn't happen between the Zungu and the Akan areas, it is Ali Sunna Tijaniya kind of stuff. So some of these things, we need to always make sure that the intelligence agencies are made to work. They should go down and investigate the matter very well.
Even with the Tijaniya Sunna faction, sometimes you realize that brothers are fighting each other from different. And I'm
but
like,
for some time now, it's gone. You know, see the issue about Sunna Tijaniya is this: when somebody embarks on a journey of pilgrimage to Mecca, you know, when they return, the walima thing.
So that's where the clerics will be.
Yes, there are different interpretations to them. Ali Sunna will say the Prophet did not drink good. Tijaniya will say it's a walima. If you embark on a pilgrimage, you embark on a journey and return safely, there is the need for us to celebrate you.
It shouldn't be the opposite.
So there are different interpretations in them. Ali Sunna will say no, Tijaniya will say yes. So when they are about to embark on pilgrimage, I do some of these engagements before they even return. You understand? When I was on air, I mean, there was issues like this. I remember when I appeared 27 or 8. The same issue escalated. I remember I appeared before the then Regional Security Council. They called both factions because my studio, I was then the programs manager. I was in charge of it. So they had come there. That was where the whole matter started. The interpretation. Ali Sunna was there initially. The Tijaniya came afterwards. So the fight started from there. So the Regional Security Council called me. They were there. I told them that they should let them go out. I will give them the solution. Even though it was the regional minister who said that, look, Honorable Ali, I was in assembly. I said, Honorable Ali can give us a clue as to what we should do. I will talk to you off air. I told them what to do. They did, and that was it. We had peace. So we need to go in there
with that
find a lasting solution, because if you get in, you get to see that it is simple. There are matters that can be solved. It's not beyond even look. It's not beyond a family of a nuclear family.
Okay.
They can solve.
Relax. We'll take this message. When we return, there are two issues we'll talk about: Alaji and Evangelist. We'll talk about what President Akufo-Addo is saying. He said, and I think he's trying to say something that I'm sure you guys have been thinking about for a very long while. He said the mindset that is being held by some Ghanaians, that immediately you want to join public service, and it means that you're going in there to steal, is something that we must desist from. And he's asking clerics to pray for our country and to educate people to shift from that mindset And then we'll also talk about what Professor Day said. He said, this government, Akufo-Addo, has disappointed us seriously. Professor Day. On return, we'll continue with that.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities of 1,000 cedis and upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID, no savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. Call Quick Credit today, 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
We are all big football fans, but there are some other sports that I'm personally a fan of, like tennis and basketball. Luckily, Betway mobile and online sports betting has introduced sports, casino games, bet games, and more on their platform for us to bet on. From football to roulette to esports to horse racing. Now, we can bet, win, and get paid instantly via mobile money or EFT to your bank. Visit www.betway.com.gh to play today. Remember, bet responsibly, no under 18. Betway, for the love of the game. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Media Sambisanda Moa. It's your Rotino, Moo, Panet, Moving, no put on Pemo Maniacono. Eh, Quabna. No Moo wants me to be just my marrying that day. And the crew, corporate moving on Budon Pimusan, so you accident eba. I had a binding to Braye, who see it in a mobile, some man I want it. Sir, I need no could you soon use President Chaco, Nenry dear, and most of you could fit of that. No, what you ask you, my mother feel you. Could you, sir? Yeah. President Eba and a President Chaco. I've had you're gonna natural.
FTIJ Jadian Katuyatu.
You're welcome back to the Orange Sunrise in Orange 107.9 FM. Evangelist and Alaji are still here. It's 22 after 9. So let me start from Evangelist. So Evangelist, I mean, I'm sure you will agree with the president largely when he said there's this mindset about you people who are seeking to serve in the public service as persons who are just interested in stealing the resources of our country. President Akufo-Addo said that Ghanaians must desist from that, must shift from that mindset. Because it's not every politician who goes into public service with a mindset of stealing. And I'm sure he's protecting you guys because you are either former public servants or seeking to get into public service. What do you make of this?
Alpha, thank you. And I would love to say that our president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is good at saying things, but in action, he always does the opposite. For instance, he met a group at a point in time when this award-winning journalist, Erastus Asaredonko, who has done so much work on Galamsey, that's illegal mining, he brought a video about Akonta mining in the Nimri forest in Samraboy. The president came out to say, as of the time he spoke, Akonta mining was not in the Nimri forest. Was it true or not? As of the time he was speaking, it was true. But is it a fact that Akonta mining entered the forest or not? Yes, Akonta mining entered the forest. This is the president we have. When he says something and you don't probe it and you take it on the surface, you are lost, you are doomed.
I think to be fair, in that speech, he was responding to Ken Ashigwe's comment that Akunta Mines was engaging in illegal activity in that forest. So he was more or less responding to say, as we speak, he's not there.
But did Akunta enter the forest
or not? Of course, they did. The minister for
that's the point.
The lands and
that's the point I want to make. This is the president we have. Today, what is he saying? He says not everybody that goes into politics or public office is a thief.
That's true.
This morning, I must commend Abena and Rahim for the job they did on that. It's true. All of us in this room, not all of us are thieves, if I say so. By saying that, it means that I cannot vouch for the integrity of all of us here, which means there will be an element amongst us who can steal. But for the president to say this doesn't mean there are no thieves in his government.
Maybe the people who are not thieves are all in his government. So making his government without thieves.
Okay. I'm happy you said maybe.
Yes, maybe.
So you have left room for people to argue about it. Fight against corruption under Akufo-Addo leaves much to be desired. GBA, Ghana Bar Association. What does it mean?
It means he can do more.
I like the exercise we are having. Speaking during the press conference in Accra, the president, Yahweh Champon Boafo, expressed disappointment in the state of fight against corruption. They are disappointed in Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And he quoted Nana Addo, if your goal in coming to government is to enrich yourself, then don't come. Go to the private sector. The public sector is going to be about public service exactly. This undertaking gave hope to Ghanaians in the emergence of a new dawn in politics. Nana Addo told Ghanaians and told his appointees that if any of them has the idea of coming into his government to be rich, then that is no-go area. Go into the private sector. He gave much hope to the youth. He gave much hope to Ghanaians that, yes, this is a president who means business. But today, looking at all the indicators, even the perception that people can argue about, because today they are in power. Oh, this is the perception of people. But when the NDC was in power, it wasn't the perception. The same standard. Nana Addo, not too long ago, told the rating agencies, the Bretton Woods rating, that they are seeing there is something wrong with it. But these same agencies were using the same standard to mark previous government. But when it got to your turn, you have a problem with the marking scheme.
Maybe he just found out.
Maybe he just found out. Okay, I like this morning your maybe. Bring me more of that. So the president of GBA once again said, however, it is in our view, with several related corruption incidents involving some of the political appointees and also among some public officers under the current administration, the Nana Addo-led administration, and the lethargic manner with which they are dealt with and even defended and protected leaves a lot to be desired, he stated. This is the Ghana Bar Association. Their president the whole association
is telling the GBA and all people who hold this kind of perception that don't just allege, don't just comment. There are anti-corruption agencies in our country. Go to them, report to them, let them deal with it.
Yes.
But when you talk about it, you make politicians look bad in the eye of the people, in the eyes of the people. That immediately you want to join politics, and that's it. You want to go and steal.
This is also a response from the president of the Ghana Bar Association. You know that our president, Nana Addo, is also a member of the Ghana Bar. Good. This is a response to what you just said. He says, meanwhile, the president has emphasized the need for Ghanaians to dispel the notion that individuals elected into public office are inherently corrupt, and that law enforcement and anti-corruption bodies tend to favor the ruling government. This is why you are saying maybe, because today it is about the MPP. This is what Nanado is saying, and this is what some of the media, you hide behind maybe. When we all are living witnesses to the fact that this government is the most corrupt government of all time.
By what standard?
The standards. These are the standards. Thank you. Let's go into the standards.
You have 1 minute to do so.
Thank you. So let me quickly do 2016 Corruption Perception Index. NDC was in power. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama scored his worst, which was 43%. His worst. 2017 under Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, 40%.
President Akufo-Addo
so far the worst ever.
Perception, he's attacking the perception that a lot of
Senior,
people. So the
2018, 2019, 41, 2020, 43, 2021, 43, 2022, 43. Nanado's best performance in the fight against corruption is the worst performance of John Dramani Mahama. These are some of the figures. So far, under Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Ghana has lost over 63.5 billion to corruption.
According to
Auditor General report. If you permit,
are you sure it's lost through corruption?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
2017.
There's misappropriation, there's misapplication.
They are all there. Nanado.
But that's not necessarily.
Nanado. Go on. That's not what.
That's not necessarily corruption.
I like this. That is not necessarily corruption. What is it?
If you give me, say, 3 cities to
go and buy water,
and I buy,
and you go and buy bread.
So I've misapplied the money.
In Ghana here, people have been jailed for
misapplication of resources,
causing financial loss to the state. Okay. Not because they stole the money, but because the money did not go to the channel, but they use it for other things, which even benefited Ghana. But per the law, we said go and buy salt. You went to buy pepper. You are guilty.
You spent 8 minutes on this. Let me give the same time to Alhaji. So Alhaji, what do you make of the president's comments? Evangelist is making the argument that if he's saying not everybody is a thief, it means some are thieves in his own government. Do you agree with that?
Oh, of course, but you should understand. I mean, if you are a leader, even at a congregation of persons, you have bad nuts in the good nuts. If you have 3 people assembled, you should not expect everybody to be the same. But the question I will ask is that since when did perception become reality? If you start to say, to dwell more on making a case, just opposing your point with corruption perception index, you've not said anything. Perception index.
It's not important.
Corruption perception.
But what do you measure?
I mean, no. Perception.
Yes.
Don't you know the word perception? I perceive you to be because you are already in a car. Where you come from, so be it.
Why would people perceive this government to be more corrupt than the previous administration?
They may have their own.
So there must be reasons, right?
Yes, because it's an NDC. Yes, is because he's NDC. He sees nothing good about the government. When? Quote me or cite one day a moment where he sat here and applauded one single policy of the government. No. So it's the chorus every day. So I'm okay, I understand. He's an opposition member, a member of their party. He wants this party to come. They will do everything possible. They will concoct, put together, Malay, do whatever. We have no problem. Let me go.
The people that will vote in 2024, majority, if they perceive your government to be corrupt, that should worry you.
Oh,
because if I'm a citizen and I think you're
perception,
corrupt, it will
perception cannot
vote.
be real. What I'm telling you is that perception cannot be real. They have been in government. Okay, we inherited a system. They left. Okay, they left a system that today the former CEO of Maslow, under their regime, Sadinam Tamakulu, where is she? Where is she? She's in abroad. She ran away because her matter was in court. She was prosecuted. At USN, we mentioned that banking cleanup had the dire consequences of our economy and our finances. They said no. 620 million was given to a bank. 90 million Ghana cedi was used by the head of the bank for his personal gains. Today, what happened? Dr. Puni is there. Atu Fossen, they are all there. I mean, look, wheels of justice grind slowly. If you have any case to make on corruption, not about perception, these are real issues.
Why do you think people think politicians?
That is for their own understanding.
No, but why do you think that is so?
Let me tell you today, you, Alpha, as you sit here. If tomorrow,
yes,
we become MCE, Deputy Minister, CEO, people will perceive you to be corrupt.
Just because I've assumed that position.
That's why I've always said.
Or by my action.
That's why I've always said that, look, we need a serious national orientation. Because you see, if we don't orient our people, we will continue to mislead ourselves. Look, nepotism, dynastic, there are issues that people always have on their lips. But at the end of the day, if you are, we cite countries and make case. Oh, go here. When you go there, it's not like that. But look, things are happening in other jurisdictions. But you see, Ghana, what is helping Ghana so well is that there is no culture of silence in Ghana. People are made to speak. They speak freely. In other countries, other jurisdictions, look, they regulate content. What to go out are regulated. You understand? So, as for perception, it will continue to be there. But what I'm saying is that nobody, you cannot, just by simple reason that somebody has said, and so be it. No.
But the view of
because you see, we live in a democratic era. Rule of law. When you allege, you should prove it. You cannot just level allegation on somebody and so be it. Look, if you allow such things to go, me, I'm afraid. I'm afraid because you see, you know the consequences of inside justice. When we continue to do this, people tend to lose confidence. Even when the good ones are seen out there, they become targets of mob action. And if that happens, nobody will survive this in this country.
Do you also think
we should be very careful?
Do you think the lifestyle of politicians, the actions, also reinforces this perception?
I mean, then maybe you should be specific. Maybe
that for instance, a politician comes into power, and all of a sudden their lifestyle changes.
Alpha, let me ask you.
Choice of clothing.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Please do.
When you take office, you are entitled to an official vehicle.
Yes.
That car or that vehicle is not yours.
No.
On your vacation of the office, you leave it. But how many people out there have this sort of education that the car you see him riding in is not his? So the moment you are seen in the car, the perception starts to draw that, oh, Charlie owns or buy. Meanwhile, the car is not yours. You are entitled to an official, maybe accommodation. Okay? Maybe before assumption of office, you might be in your house, or maybe your 1 or maybe 2, 3 room flat.
Apartment, yeah.
Okay? Now, because of your official capacity, you need to be given an accommodation. Those within your locality, just at the assumption of office, has now moved out to the perception that is created in the minds of the people is that, you've bought a new house just at the assumption of your office. Look, I have been an MC. I have been in public office. I know how some of these things work. I remember there was a program we went. Then a chief, a sub-chief, he was my playmate. You know, I'm a Dagomba by tribe, he's also Musi by tribe. Said, hey, you see, hey, have you seen Honorable Ali's car? Charlie, this car, they know easy. Then somebody said, hey, Charlie, he has got the money. I said, hey. So when it was my turn to speak, I said that let me make something clear here before I go on my main topic. To clear that misconception that the car you see there is an official vehicle. Any day, any time I'm about to leave office, I will leave it behind for anybody who will come after me to come and use. So this car is not mine. Oh, is that so? Oh. Then, you see, so look, Alpha, we need a serious national orientation.
Okay.
We need to orient our people. Because, look, Alpha, if maybe a public officer earns 15,000 Ghana cedis a month for 4 years, can't he build a house? If a public officer.
It depends on how he.
No. I'm asking you a question.
He should be able.
Because you cannot sit on the fence
because
and determine
15,000 for 10 months is 150,000.
Yes.
So that would be 180,000.
80,000 by 4 years.
So let's say you are able to save half.
Yes. So can't he build a house?
Maybe he can build some 2-3.
Oh, Master, he can build a house.
Maybe the kind of houses they end up building.
Please.
When you see that.
No. You see, people, we should be very serious in this country.
Okay.
We should be very serious. Me, I've always told you, I have no yardstick to say this person is a thief unless you are proven to be so or something proves you to be so by the court of competent jurisdiction.
Okay. Let me take.
Okay. Atuesa is in jail.
So he's a.
Some of these guys. But when you are jailed, I mean, it says it all.
Okay.
So these are some of the things we need to be very careful. Now, Professor Ade.
No, we will come. We are not there. Relax. Right. Let me read this message. This one says, "Good morning, boss. You're doing a good job for the nation. I'm Nicholas from Abuakwa. Sometimes I feel sorry for the nation, Ghana. Let me say, politicians are not there to steal money, but to serve. They are there. Okay, then we the citizens must, if they are stealing, then we the citizens must blame ourselves first, because we chose them to come and steal. Upon all the talkatives and blame games, we are there pushing others to come as if they are perfect. So I'm asking, are we hypocrites or what? Thank you very much. You said it. Thank you very much for also sending me your WhatsApp message. So I'm going to take, okay, I think we can continue with the next topic on the table. Professor Ade is so disappointed in Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He said, this government, they are a bunch of corrupt, not only corrupt, they are arrogant people, taking bribes left, right, and center. And if care is not taken, President Akufo-Addo will go down in history as one of the most disappointing leaders that our country has ever had. Rev, Evangelist.
Senior.
Let's hear you.
Thank you once again. Today, my brother, Honorable Alidu, for 10 minutes, he wants us to even abandon this idea of corruption perception, the index. Yesterday, you were the teacher. You came with your own marking scheme. Today, you are a student, and you want to change the marking scheme. Let us understand that this corruption perception index is a worldwide thing, not only in Ghana here.
That is dangerous for you politicians. That if you have this perception every now
and then, become an officer.
I mean, immediately you enter into public service, the mindset is
Alpha. I know the NDC did not start this corruption perception. They are even not they have their establishment in Ghana, but they are not a Ghanaian-owned institution.
No.
And it has been for a while, for many countries, that when many of the citizenry are interviewed, there's a survey, and they perceive that this government is corrupt. There may be facts in it. There may be facts.
And there may be...
Today, if you ask anybody who thinks that Nana Addo's administration is the most corrupt government, I also hold that opinion. If you push me, I'll give you examples. I'll tell you things that they've done. Now Alidu is telling us that it has not gone to court. Whilst our president has been tagged as the clearing agent, how did he get? It's in even the GBA statement.
The president disagrees with that view.
See, senior, if Alaji will permit me, as I did,
please.
I did it in respect
but this
to him and our listeners.
It's not as aggressive.
Not that what he was saying, he was
just making an
he didn't even say anything.
No, he said a lot of things.
I didn't say anything.
To me, I hold that opinion.
Let's not go.
Respect it. I hold that opinion.
Let's not go
Let me progress.
Let's not go.
And when he was citing cases, he mentioned Atuesian. He kept mentioning Atuesian's name. Is Atuesian a politician?
He wants to say that's government's commitment in fighting.
They are fighting corruption.
Oh, yes.
Because Atuesian is in jail.
They have jailed someone.
That's the standard he wants us to measure them.
It's part of the thing.
Over 120 scandals that came.
120.
Yes, I can list them if you have time. I'll push it to you.
We don't have time.
The bust. Have you heard of the bust?
It was investigated.
He's now. It was investigated and cleared. Which scandal has come under Nana Addo that it was investigated and somebody was found guilty? Is it not shocking and amazing that under Nana Addo, all his appointees, whenever there is corruption, they are cleared and they are innocent? Is it possible? It's not possible. Yes, some may be not guilty, but there are many who are guilty. We have read and heard. Now even Ghanaians are not interested when they hear that the money stashed in bags in houses of government appointees, because they know the president will issue a statement and say, I know you, I can vouch for you, and it ends it. Today, between the special prosecutor and the attorney general, there's a banter, there's a war. Government appointees. Why? So I hold your opinion and I support what Professor Adai is saying. Yes, you may have personal issues with his staff. I have an opinion against Professor Adai. When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was the president, he went to town saying that John Dramani Mahama is ruling this country with nothness. You can Google. He said it. He spewed that. You can describe it, that garbage from him.
Garbage.
But yes, it's garbage.
But this one is not garbage.
Senior,
this recent one,
the MPP can say it's garbage. I know my brother will do justice. Senior. Yes. For you to say that, John Dramani Mahama
is governing
with nothingness.
That is tribalistic.
Very. Okay. And no law supports what the professor said.
No, there is a law that says you should have ethnic and tribal balance.
Balance. That is it. And even going and probing further, we can name those from the north in John Dramani Mahama's administration as against the others.
You have 2 minutes.
He said it. So in 2 minutes, this is what Professor Adai is saying. Akufo-Addo will go down as the most disappointing president if nothing changes.
You disagree, don't you?
I agree. And I know nothing will change. And as it stands, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the most disappointing of all presidents.
What measure?
This is the measure. Let me measure for you.
You agree with the
in the interview.
Garbage pure. Now you agree with him.
In the interview,
in that context,
you give me my time.
So please, talk to me. I'm listening to you.
One of the greatest disappointments of Nana Akufo-Addo's regime is that, honestly, he raised the hope of Ghanaians. Ghanaians expected that they will have they would have gotten a leader with a vision. Now listen, Ghanaians expected that voting for Nana Addo, Ghana will get a leader with vision. What? This means that Nana Addo vision with charisma. This means Nana Addo doesn't have, he is not charismatic.
That's what he thinks. Yeah.
With determination, Nana Addo is not a determined leader. It seems if he doesn't redeem himself, so he is giving Nana Addo 12 months to redeem himself. Other than that, he is disappointing. He is visionless.
Okay.
He's charisma-less and all that. So we can go into it further. He even cited cases that appointees of Nana Addo, they take money, they take bribe before even they give contract. And that is what broke the camel's back. That is what broke his heart. This man is so disappointed.
You perfectly agree with him.
See, senior, this is someone who has worked with Nana Addo in his administration.
Okay.
In Penyefose, say fish, ofinsu, naze, noba, no beka de denchem wewa. I mean, bedansunu mubia.
Let me listen to Alaji.
To wait. If fish comes from the sea to say that the whale or the crocodile is dead, me, I'm not a fish. I will believe government.
Okay.
He was once.
Let me listen.
He has even gotten about 2 appointments under Nana.
Your time is up. Let me listen.
Chairman of the GRA.
Alaji.
And all that went on.
You have the time.
Let you finish.
No, he's done.
Okay, let me finish.
He's done.
Senior.
Let me listen to you.
Is it my
yes,
turn?
yes, he's done.
It's your turn, my brother.
Talk to us.
Alpha, I'm also placing it on record that the most visioned, foresighted president that we've had
is who? Kwame Nkrumah.
Under the Fourth Republic.
Okay.
Former President Kufuor and His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Not Rollins, not Atanos.
Not even Kwame Nkrumah.
It's a Fourth Republic.
Now listen, Alpha. You remember we asked NDC that they should give us one policy that they introduce in this country to alleviate the poverty of the impoverished people in society. Up to date, they have not said anything. Today, the former president is in town, making noise, saying things. If you remember, he said that we have short memories. And so sometimes he thinks that we have forgotten some of the deeds during his tenure. Okay? We've asked him, if you are the alternative, tell us, what are you bringing on board? Up to now, no policy, none. But you see, Professor Stephen Ade, however, some of the people are speaking in pain because they are out of government. They think that once they are out of it, then the whole thing should come to the ground. But let me tell some of them that this thing will not help you. Because at the end of the day, I've always told you this, that look, today on this earth that we are, somebody survives on the legacies of his grandfather, grandparents, or maybe father or mother. Okay? The legacy that you leave behind today will be a benchmark for the survival of your great-grandchildren. Look, Professor Stephen Ade, 4th January, you were made the chairman of National Development Commission. Look, National Development Commission, look, the mandate, look at the core mandate. Advise the president on development planning policy and strategy, and at the request of the president of parliament or at your own volition, you can introduce things that will go to the development of this country. And the strategies, some of them, the same core mandates. Study and make strategic analysis of macroeconomic and structural reform 2, make proposals for the development of multi-year rolling plans, taking into consideration the resource potential and comparative advantage. Look, it goes on and on and on and on. I have always said that. Today, I sit outside and I'm happy, simply because I know what I did when I had the opportunity to serve as an MC. I have a legacy to talk on. I have done things that at any given moment, I use them as points of reference in every argument I engage in. Today, Professor Ade, you same person had the opportunity while serving as the chairman of National Development Planning Commission. You were again taken to board chairmanship of Ghana Revenue Authority. Look, let me even situate it at National Development Planning Commission. There was a need for you to have engaged as districts, assemblies, to see their potentials. How can we nurture some of the potentials to bring development to the country? I've never received a score. Not a day. I was an MC for 4.5 years. So today, you should have told us when you were there, these were some of the things you were able to do, putting into consideration your core mandate. So people out there will have sympathized with you that then you did something. Not because you are out there, you are throwing stones. Now you were taken to as a board chairman of the GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority. When you went there, you went and met Honorable Kweku Kwate, MP for Obuasi West, then Deputy Minister for Finance, as a board member. Because, some of these things are ministerial representation. So the person will be nominated by the ministry. Either the minister council or nominates any other person. At the same time, you met Carlos Ayenkura, MP for Tema West, Deputy Minister for Trade. The moment you assumed your office, you even issued a statement that you sacked them. Can you believe that? And board chairman, it is not in the hegemonies of board chairman to appoint board members. No. Board members are put together, like I said, institutional representations. So you may go there and meet a hardcore, top-notch NDC person representing an institution. You have no qualm. You have nothing to do with it. That is why sometimes all cases are referred to board. What did the board say? Because with the board, they are representing their institutions. It's not about a party. Of course, the government has its government appointees in there. But at no point will you have government appointees numbers going beyond that of the institutional representation.
Because of time,
Professor Ade, you had all of these. At the time you were serving, did you tell us that the government was arrogant? Did you tell us?
Maybe he was gathering his evidence.
Please.
He was gathering his evidence.
Please.
He needed
Don't
to
go
show.
there.
He was gathering the
lives of these people. Look, Professor Ade. Professor Ade. Professor Fumpo Boati.
Kennedy Japon.
is cool. I mean,
he's okay
there.
for you.
No, for him. You only mentioned about the party scheming, whatever. We said the party has not schemed anything. Everybody was given the opportunity to go and contest. Interministerial committee on the fight against Galamsey. Your son was deeply involved in Galamsey. Were you expecting the president to leave you to work?
Okay.
Were you expecting the president to allow you to continue working? What are you talking about? So if some of you, because you are out of office today, you feel so peeved and that the whole government should be brought to the ground. No, sometimes we are being very charitable because these are people of substance. These are people who have attained a certain appreciable percentage of respect within society. But you see, whatever you do should reflect on your status.
We'll have to leave it here.
So what we want to say is that Professor Ade, Professor from Popoateng, the government of Nanado is non-nepotistic. The government of Nanado is one of the best government that we've had in this fourth republic of ours.
The best.
The best president that, look, today we have a lot to talk about as far as his deeds are concerned.
Let's leave it here because
You cannot do anything
quick.
without mentioning the fact that Nana Akufo-Addo will be in the issue of this country, having served as the best president.
Well noted.
Yes, at all times.
Well noted.
Because you are out there, you are out of government, the government is not good, arrogant.
We've heard you.
When did you know that?
Next
because
time,
you are out.
Next time we'll continue. Yes, Evangelist Yanko.
Let me use this opportunity to wish Linda Echan-Anochie a happy birthday. And it's my prayer that she will grow and have a lot of resources to
and
give
fulfill her expectations so that she will not be a disappointing, just like Professor Fimbo.
So Linda Echan-Anochie, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day.
You your son is
we are done. That's Alhaji Ali Lusedu and Evangelist Bra.